Previously, we met a wife who decided the best way to fix her crumbling marriage was by hopping into bed with a Portuguese vacationer. Her husband was stuck on the couch, lost in a fog of depression and probably potato chips, while she was busy reigniting her spark with Mr. One-Week Stand. Nights were spent agonizing over whether to confess or keep up the picture-perfect facade. And now you're back for part 2, because who doesn't love a tale where the emotional wreckage just keeps piling up? Buckle up, the drama's about to hit another gear. Let's dive right in. After a while, she couldn't keep her dirty little secret buried forever. A whole month of playing pretend, lying to her husband, until the guilt weighed her down and she had to spill the beans. And of course, it was as dramatic as you'd expect. There he is, sitting there, completely blindsided by the truth, while she's shaking like a leaf, desperate for some form of redemption. He cries, he packs his stuff, then unpacks. Classic emotional roller coaster. Meanwhile, she's begging for forgiveness like a kid who just ate the last cookie and now has to face the consequences. But nope, he's done with her, at least for now. So after all the drama, here's the twist. He starts initiating sex. But of course, it's just another tease. He gets all hot and heavy, then pulls the rug out from under her and says she's messed with his mind too much. Classic emotional gymnastics. But wait, there's hope. After wallowing in her sea of apologies, they start talking honestly for once. No more pretending. She admits her fear of their marriage crumbling. He admits he's been a neglectful mess. And then, for the first time ever, he decides to get therapy. Oh, what a groundbreaking moment. I'm sure the boxes of tissues are piling up as they try to untangle this emotional train wreck. But here's the real kicker. Is this breakthrough enough to fix the damage, or just another empty attempt at salvaging something that's been broken for too long? So after all the wreckage, she takes the high road and gives him permission to snoop through her emails, texts, you name it. Yeah, because who needs boundaries when you're trying to rebuild trust, right? Classic move. And of course, the counselor recommends it, because nothing says healthy relationship like the green light for total surveillance. He checks a couple of times, probably fishing for more emotional wreckage, but she insists it's helping. How convenient, when there's nothing to hide, or maybe just nothing left to salvage. Fast forward a few years, and somehow, against all odds, they're still together. But let's not pretend it's some magical recovery. Trust isn't just rebuilt by playing FBI agent on your partner's phone. Yet somehow they've managed to find a version of good. The key to it all? Honest feelings, open communication, and not letting things pile up until they explode. Oh, and let's not forget the crucial bit, her learning how to support him without making it all about her. Because of course, she's the martyr now. But hey, 6 years later, they're still in the game, with their own version of better. Then comes the classic, I shouldn't have cheated, but routine. She owns up to it, but of course she's also glad she did it. Sure, it was a terrible decision, but somehow, according to her, it was the catalyst for the amazing relationship they now share. Apparently, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you can climb back up, and now they've got this newfound appreciation. Right. They're stronger now, she says, because after the catastrophe, they're more fun and don't take each other for granted anymore. All those ups and downs, a small price to pay for the savings that came from her emotional train wreck of a decision. And in her twisted logic, the act of desperation that nearly tore them apart somehow became the thing that saved them. What a charming little fairy tale. Just kidding. The guy, the poor, tragic soul who was absolutely gaslit into believing he was the victim in this whole ordeal. Let's take a moment to marvel at how women, in all their wisdom, can turn a betrayal of trust into a heroic story of redemption. Isn't it just inspiring how she cheated, wrecked his trust, and then somehow turned it into the ultimate relationship save? A true fairy tale? Except the prince is completely oblivious and probably still in therapy, trying to put the pieces of his shattered ego back together. And then there's the cherry on top. She's glad she did it. I mean, what a revelation. Who knew that making someone feel worthless and unimportant could be the key to a stronger, better, more fun relationship? And let's give a round of applause for the emotional manipulation, turning her screw-up into a life lesson that somehow she learned and now carries with her as a badge of honor. a true masterclass in rewriting the narrative. How does she do it?
You know you got it.
Here are the results of the paternity test.
Well, what the fuck? Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
What?
Come on, bro.
What you doing all that for?
Read this paper. What the fuck this say?
What you mean? What?
Read what that say right there.
They need to do this over.
Nigga. I'm not the father. I'm not the father. I ain't paying no more child support.
They need to do this over.
I ain't paying no more child support, dog. I swear to God, I already knew it, bro. Is everything okay?
He then said that he wanted the DNA test. You know that that's your kid. I will never give you a DNA test. That's not going to happen.
No.
Because I know of course not.
But if he's asking for it.
I will not go it. I did my research. I will never ever give him a DNA test. You will need to take me to court.
Oh, this is exactly why I do what I do. Men, you need to wake up and stop rushing into the marriage trap like it's some kind of holy grail. This story is the perfect example of how a woman can walk all over a guy, break him down, and still come out on top with a story of personal growth that somehow makes her the hero. Meanwhile, the man? He's left to pick up the pieces of his self-esteem, gaslighted into thinking he's the one with the problem for even feeling hurt in the first place. Men, take notes. If you think walking into a marriage is all sunshine and rainbows, think again. You're setting yourself up to be the emotional punching bag if things go sideways. And let's not even start with the whole idea of loyalty and commitment being one-sided. You think you're investing in a partner, someone to grow old with, and instead, you're setting yourself up for betrayal and some twisted version of saving your relationship after it's been shattered. Stop falling for the fairy tale. This is the reality. The moment you commit, you risk becoming the emotional slave while she gets to rewrite history, making herself look like the hero after the storm she created. Wake up, men. Don't fall into the trap of thinking love and marriage will fix everything. It's more likely to end in you picking up the pieces while she gets to claim it as her redemption arc. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.